So Post started back in 2011, I think, when I was in college working on my animation degree. I had this assignment for my Flash animation class, and it was like the final project. And I knew I wanted to make something that I could share with my Terminal Lance audience. So I made this little short film, 2 to 3 minutes long, of these two little guys standing post. And you know, they're bored and they get into kind of antics and draw on the wall and stuff. And Marines really loved it. Like I put it up and they loved it and got, you know, a few 100,000 views. And Marines were getting like tattoos of these characters and stuff, and we had stickers for it and everything. So they became like their own little thing in the kind of like Terminal Lance universe of stuff. And I had always wanted to do more with the Post animated short, but I could never really like wrap my head around like what to do with it. You know, I couldn't think of a new way to go about it. And then it hit me one day. I was like, I should redo this whole thing in like 3D. I should make a 3D version of this. So when I did the Kickstarter back in 2013 for the White Donkey, I had actually we raised a bunch of money, and it was really awesome. And I put some of that money aside to actually start developing the original rigs, the original 3D rigs for the Post characters that we have here. And so those were like, that was like back in 2013, 14, 15. We had developed these 3D animatable rigs, full character rigs. You could move them and everything. And that was really the earliest versions of the 3D animated Post character. And it took a while for us to be able to get enough, you know, so we had these rigs, we had these 3D rigs that we loved, of these super cute Post characters. And it took a long time from there to be able to like really get the funding and resources to be able to like fully develop this into a real animated short. And really flesh it out into what we have now, which is Frag Out. The whole thing started with a script. The script for Frag Out I wrote myself, and it was very short and sweet. It's like 2 or 3 pages long. And we have this like laundry list of ideas for different Post short ideas. But this one, Frag Out, was kind of like the quintessential version of what I believe Post is, which is just these 2 Marines standing post. They're very bored. Hijinks ensue. And so that was the one that I felt like would be a great kind of starting episode for Post. And so with my script, I wrote the script. It's a few pages long. And I then storyboarded the entire thing, shot for shot, built out an animatic, and tried to time it out as well as I could. And once we had that kind of locked, solid, and ready to go, then came time to develop the assets, the 3D assets. So we built we had these old character rigs that had been made back in like 2014 or 15, and they needed to be updated for Unreal Engine because that's where we ultimately wanted to take this. So we spent some time updating the rigs and building the whole set, the Post set for the animators. The original version of the Post rig, the head was actually a little bit too big, and we ran into this when we started animating. So after we built the Post set and everything, and we had the rigs kind of ready to go, we started animating, and we ran into this problem where the head was so big on the character that like the animators couldn't get it to be able to like manipulate objects and stuff. So like the script, it's super easy. You write it in the script like, oh, he grabs a water bottle and pours it on him, and then plays with the grenade and stuff. But the head was so big on the original rig that like his arms couldn't reach past his own chin, and so they couldn't like really do anything. So we had to shrink the head about 25% when we started going into it. So after we had all those assets and we started animating, the animation process took probably about, I think it was 4 or 5 weeks we spent animating, and that was myself and 4 character animators going at it. We had a really awesome team. We even had one animator who came from Pixar. Just a really great bunch of people who brought this thing to life. You know, as luck would have it, the week we finished animating, and this was planned in the production, but the next week was not planned when COVID kind of struck, and you know, everything shut down. So luckily for us, we happened to have like just finished animating, at least the principal animation for the whole short, right before COVID hit. So then, after everything was animated, I had to take it into rendering. And I knew very early on that I wanted to try to render it in Unreal Engine. I was not super familiar with Unreal Engine, but I knew, just being an avid gamer myself, you know, I knew how powerful Unreal Engine was. And as a 3D guy, just knowing the real-time power of being able to do rendering in real time with ray tracing and all kinds of cool stuff. So that was something that I was shooting for very early on. So working out, had to work out the pipeline of like how to get everything from Maya, where we animated, into rendering in Unreal Engine. So I took the rendering machine that we had, I took it home into my home office because of COVID and everything. And I just sat here cranking out all these shots. I had to do, I did all of the materials, I retextured everything myself, and Unreal Engine was pretty fun to kind of learn and figure out. Everything rendered out really beautifully out of Unreal. Rendered it in full 4K, almost practically in real time at 24 frames a second. So it was all done on a single NVIDIA 2080 Ti RTX. NVIDIA 2080 RTX. I don't know exactly what order you're supposed to say that in, but all done on that single GPU. So it was a lot of fun. And then once all that was rendered out, we had to do the music. And I knew super early on that I wanted to devote some time and money to getting an original score for this short film, because the characters don't really talk. They don't really speak in language like you and I. They speak in like gibberish and Marine Corps idioms and stuff. So you have to tell a story super visually and audibly. And so I wanted to get a great original score for the thing. And not a musician myself, we found Annie Rosevier, who did the original score for the whole thing. And my favorite, it makes me laugh every time I see the intro to the short with the singing in the background, because she actually went out and recorded 2 very like beautiful artists singing this music that was just like so wonderfully done. And it's like so stupid that this is what it ended up being used for, is just this dumb little animated short. But yeah, she did a phenomenal job with the original score, and we were super happy about that. And once we had the music, you know, then it was just a matter of like piecing everything together, all the footage, all the renders, compositing some of these special effects and stuff, and just editing it all together with sound effects and the music and stuff. And yeah, and that's essentially the whole process for creating Post. Yeah, so I voiced both Buck and Chuck, which was basically me getting into the sound booth and screaming and laughing and making a bunch of weird noises for like an hour, like a crazy person. And my producer, Mike Dowling, was directing me and giving me notes on it while I was in there. And it was a lot of fun. I don't normally act. I'm not normally like an actor. But it was fun to be able to kind of dabble into it. I wanted to do it myself just because I did it in the original one as well. And I just thought it would be a lot of fun to do it. I'm pretty sure the animators were like really tired of my dumb voice by the end of it. So we've got our short, Frag Out, and we're really happy with it. We love it, and we've put it out. put it out into the world. And we don't really know what's next, but we know that we want to make more. We know that we want to make more episodes. We know we want to make potentially a video game. We want to build more into this universe. So we're excited to see where we can take it.